Hey there, it's Dave at No Recipe Required, and I've got another meal kit review for you. This one we're going to do a HelloFresh meal, the Juicy Lucy Burger, which is it's essentially a stuffed burger, usually with cheese. This one we're going to just stuff with cheddar cheese. Look at that picture right there. Little arugula side salad along with the burger, some tomato and onion jam. Looks pretty good. It's a burger, how can it not be pretty good? But we're going to go through the recipe. We're going to see how hard it is to make, how easy it is to make, see if the directions are nice and clear for everybody out there, and then of course at the end taste it and see if it's any good or not. We'll give it the thumbs up, thumbs down. Should be a pretty quick one to do. It says about 40 minutes of cooking time. Seems kind of long for a burger, but we'll see what it actually takes. Let's go ahead and get started, and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, we're going to get started on our Juicy Lucy burger from HelloFresh. It's a couple of garlic cloves. I've got an oven preheated to 400 degrees. It says wrap it in some foil, put it in the oven, and let the garlic roast. We're also going to go ahead and prep our other ingredients. First thing it says is to do some a dice on the tomato. We're going to take the tops off. That's garbage. We're going to core the tomato, which means you slice it again, and you essentially just pull these seed pods out by running your thumb kind of right through them. Those will come off, and you're left with just the flesh. Give the tomato a quick dice into sticks like that, convert, and that is our dice. I'm going to come back in just a second. Well, I'll come back and do it off camera. Finish dicing up our tomato. We're also going to go ahead and slice up our onion. We're going to take the top off the onion and then slice it in half. Get rid of the outside layer. Nice red onion here. And then we're going to thinly slice the onion. And I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. I think that's going to be all our prep. Once we get this done, garlic is going to take about 20 minutes. We'll come back and keep going with our recipe. Alright, so our garlic is in the oven. I have diced up our tomatoes, and more importantly, at least in this step, at least for the next step, I've sliced up our red onion. I've got a medium pan over medium heat. A little drizzle of olive oil in there. Seems a little bit light. Olive oil you need to provide. HelloFresh doesn't give it to you. We're going to add the onions in there, and then we're just going to cook these down. My pan's a little cool, but doesn't matter too much with onions. I'm going to let these come up to temperature. They should be sauteing, a little bit of bubble, a little bit of noise, and let them soften for about 4 or 5 minutes, the card says. Alright, so my onions now are nice and softened. They're still going to have a little bit of crunch to them, but they've been cooking 4 or 5 minutes. What we're going to do is add, it says to season, with a little bit of salt, pinch of salt in there, some pepper in there. We stir in our chopped tomatoes, and those are going to, very quickly, I got one more piece of onion in there, we'll leave it off. Those are going to release a whole bunch of juice as they cook. This is a teaspoon of sugar. The sugar did not come in the box. And then we got a tablespoon, it asks. They said it's a little more than a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. And we're going to pour that in there as well. And we're going to turn the heat down just a little bit, I'd say medium low. We're going to cook it another, it said, I think 5 minutes or so, but really what you're looking for is those tomatoes to break down, release their juices, and the whole dish gets kind of nice and jammy. I turn the heat down because if you go too hot, the sugar and the onions and the balsamic and then the tomatoes are going to burn, and you just want everything to kind of break down and reduce. So we're going to do this. We're going to stir it every minute or so and let it go for another 5 or so. Let's go work on our burgers while this is cooking down. All right, guys. So HelloFresh sent a little bit of cheddar cheese there. It tastes like cheddar cheese. And then we've also got some ground beef here. This is a, how much is this? This was, I did the math earlier. This is 8, almost 10 ounces of ground beef. I'm going to grab just a paper towel to give the excess juices a little wipe. And this is what we're going to make obviously our stuffed burger out of. We're going to take it out of the package as best we can. It goes in the trash bowl. Any extra moisture in there, you can just quickly wipe up with the paper towel. We divide the meat in half. Then it says to form 2 half-inch patties. I'm going to do one. We'll do the other one off camera. Half-inch thick. I like to go make a little indentation, just a tiny, tiny bit. I'm going to take the cheddar and put it on there. This, I'm thinking this is going to be a little tricky. I don't know if there's enough, well, there is enough meat here. You're just going to have to kind of work it. It says to lay the cheese down and then work the beef back over it. I'm going to try and seal it on the top. The idea is obviously as the burger as the burger cooks, that cheese is going to melt in there. And if you can, you want to make sure you get no holes in there so your cheese doesn't leak all over. My guess is 20-30% of the time you're going to get some cheese leakage. I'm going to see how this does. We're going to do the other one in the same way, and we're going to come back. We're going to season both sides with salt and pepper. Our onion jam is going, and then we'll cook these things off. Okay, so I've stirred my tomatoes a couple times. I did have to move it to fairly low temperature. It's gone for the right time though. This is 6 minutes all cooking together. You do want to give it maybe a little taste. It says to season with salt and pepper one more time. I don't know if it needs a lot of salt, a lot more salt. A little squinch of pepper. I do think you do got to watch the jam burning. I've turned my heat kind of all the way down to low, but this is looking good. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. We got our patties done. We're going to come back and cook them off. So I'm going to go ahead and take our onion jam out of the pan. Got a little ramekin, little bowl over here. Hopefully it's big enough. It's going to be tight. You know what? I got a little extra bowl. Little side bowl right here we're just going to go into. We're going to get all this yummy tomato onion out, and then directions are to use the same pan to cook the burger in. It says wipe it out with a paper towel, which we will do. There we go. We're going to go back on the heat. And then these are the Juicy Lucy patties that I formed earlier. Salt and pepper on both sides. I actually couldn't fit all the cheddar cheese that was sent to me in there. I didn't think I could get the meat to close around the cheese. So I left a little bit unused, which is okay. You can always throw that on top, I guess, if you really wanted to. Some olive oil in the pan, and we're going to cook the patties off as well. I do think, because the pan, while we wiped it out, still has some of that sugar from the onion, from the balsamic in there, so you do have to watch and make sure the pan doesn't scorch. We're going to cook this through, I think it says about 3 minutes on each side. We'll flip it once, and then we should be good to go. Okay guys, I got the burgers are still going. I'm going to do about 3 to 4 minutes aside. While those are cooking, it says to toast the buns. We already got the oven on with the garlic in there, so I just split them face side up. It doesn't say to oil them or anything like that. It says just put them in the oven for 3 to 4 minutes. So that is what we're going to do. Alright, so burgers have now cooked for about 3 minutes on this side. I'm going to go ahead. I think I got a little bit of cheese leakage there, but that's alright. I'm going to flip it over. There we go. I'm going to do this side. This one looks okay. We're going to go another 3 minutes or so on this side. I'm going to throw my splatter guard back on. Alright guys, so I'm going to kill the heat. My burgers, I think, are done. I went about 3 minutes per side because I like a medium burger. And it's really important to let these burgers rest for a few minutes. Otherwise, you're going to be biting into a molten ball of cheese, which you don't want. So we're gonna go ahead and set these aside. You can see you got a little bit of cheddar cheese coming out on the top of this one. Again, not a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off our little salad to side this, and then we're gonna plate it up while these rest. All right, guys. So this is the garlic that we roasted. I took it out just a couple minutes ago. You'll see it's got some brown to it, which actually is perfectly fine. That's a nice roasted garlic. It says add as much as you want. I'm going to use the whole thing. I'm going to take it and smash it in a bowl here. This is a little bit, it's actually salad dressing. And make it soft. You just don't want, you know, massive, huge pieces. You can also, you know, kind of chop it up a little bit with a fork or with a spoon there. Garlic like that, it gets, you know, so sweet you can just eat it like that. We've got a package of mayo here. Add, it gives directions. It says, I don't know, half a tablespoon or something like that. We're not gonna measure too carefully. Goes in a good drizzle of olive oil, and the remaining vinegar essentially is creating, we'll mix this together, you know what? I'm going to switch to a fork and essentially just get this mixed together. Hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper per the directions. This is going to be the dressing for a little bit of arugula. So, I've got my burgers over here, I've got arugula, I've got our jam, I've got some ketchup, some more mayo, I got our patties, our buns in the oven, hopefully they have not burned. Let's put this thing together. Alright guys, so, it says, let's plate these guys up. A little dab of mayo on the bun. Toasted bun, you go heavy or light as you want. A little bit of ketchup on the bun, again. Spread it around. We got our Juicy Lucy right there. We've got, you know what, I'm just going to use my hands because I can and because I don't have a fork. We got our tomato jam there. We're going to go ahead and take our top bun, put it right on top, and give my hands a quick rinse there. And then, oh, I forgot our arugula. So take a little bit of the arugula, it says. Throw that on top. A little bit of green. I'm going to save a little bit of arugula for our other burger, my Better Halves burger. Then we're going to take the dressing we made, toss that around with the rest of the arugula. And we got a little side salad to hit right next to our burger. And that is looking pretty darn fine. Let's go ahead and we'll snap a picture or two, and then we'll give this guy a taste. See if it tastes as good as it looks. Alright guys, so we got our Juicy Lucy burger here from HelloFresh. It did take me about 50 minutes or so to make it, but I was filming. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. I'm gonna go salad. You guys like a salad? I actually like arugula quite a bit. This is our burger. It is a big fat burger. Look at that size of my head. We're just gonna go ahead and dive in. So it's a good burger. The bun, you know, the bun's not the greatest, but it's not bad, and toasting helps give it a little bit of crunch. The tomato jam, which I got right here, tomato and onion jam. Honestly, I think that kind of makes the burger. The the flavors there, it provides a lot of moisture, a lot of flavor to the burger. Burger tastes good. I can see the cheddar cheese in there. I'm not sure you can or not. You just gotta kind of zoom in. Tasty though, simple to make. I do think forming that patty is going to be the tricky part. I think a lot of people are going to have exploding burgers on there. I wouldn't use the whole cheddar cheese and try and get it all in there. I think that's a recipe. It's going to make it harder to stuff it around. So that's kind of the one big adjustment I would make. All in all, it's a good dish. It's not a huge meal. You know, you got the burger, you got a little side salad. Would have been nice, maybe some fries or something like that, but you know, look who's talking. All right, so thumbs up to HelloFresh on the Juicy Lucy. I think it tastes good. Go ahead, give it a try. Let me know how it goes. If I get one, I'll throw a link into the comments. Click, try it out, and let me know how it goes. So that was the Juicy Lucy from HelloFresh. I say go ahead and give it a try. It's a more interesting take on a burger. It is, you know, fundamentally just a cheeseburger. Recipe card was easy to follow. I say a little extra cheddar cheese in here. You're gonna have a tough time stuffing it all in that burger. But you let me know how it goes for you, and I will see you next time on No Recipe Required.